So this press conference was really a make or break event for him. What's been the fallout like since?
Well, it's sort of good, but not good enough, and not bad, but not bad enough. I'm going to explain this. Really, this was a make or break. Everybody wanted to see how he was going to perform. And so, yes, as we saw in that report, there were several gaffes in the lead up to the press conference and in the press conference. But the rest of that presser, about an hour-long presser, also showed Joe Biden as someone who really has a very good grasp on matters of foreign policy, especially. He was answering at length and in detail questions, very pointed questions about foreign policy. So it wasn't bad enough to open the floodgates of people saying that he needed to step aside. It was nothing near what happened at the debate, but at the same time, it wasn't perfect enough that it completely shut the door to those who still have concerns about whether or not he is fit to run this campaign, and even less so to serve another 4 years. And the sign of that was that there were several more lawmakers, Democratic lawmakers on the Hill, who after that press conference came out publicly to call on him to step aside. The number is now at around 17 or 18 Democratic members of Congress. But so far, some of the top lawmakers like Hakeem Jeffries, like Nancy Pelosi, like Jim Clyburn, they still seem to be standing by, at least publicly, standing behind Joe Biden. Hakeem Jeffries, who's the House Democratic Minority Leader, had a meeting after that press conference in private at the White House with Joe Biden to share with him the concerns of the Democratic caucus. He didn't say what was the response from Joe Biden, but the latest sign that things are still not over for Joe Biden when it comes to concerns about his fitness is that there's a report that just came out from the New York Times saying that several donors apparently have told the Democratic National Committee and some of the super PACs that they will freeze their pledged millions of dollars of donation unless Joe Biden steps aside. If that is confirmed, that is a very clear sign that things are not going very good for Joe Biden.
And the spotlight has obviously been very much on Joe Biden, but the next few days are going to be very decisive for Donald Trump ahead of the Republican convention.
Yes, Donald Trump is really in the final stretch of his sort of the end of the primary campaign, if you will, because the convention is going to be kicking off on a Monday, running until Thursday. And this will be really very different for Donald Trump than what happened the previous time he ran in 2016 and in 2020. He sort of came in 2016 as the underdog, in 2020 as a candidate that not all Republicans were really behind. He was being criticized within his own party, but this time around, he has sort of shut down all the critics. Everyone who was disagreeing with him has been pushed aside in the Republican Party. So this will be really about celebrating Donald Trump. But the real big news part of the next few days for Donald Trump will be the pick of his vice president. He still hasn't given a sign as to who that will be, but it is likely to happen before Monday night. So we'll have that name. It seems that the short list is three people, three men. There's J.D. Vance, the senator of Ohio, Doug Burnham, who is the governor of North Dakota, and Marco Rubio, senator from Florida. Donald Trump has been criticizing them, praising them, criticizing them, praising them, not really giving a hint as to who he has chosen. And there still could be a surprise, but this is really something that will bring Donald Trump back in the spotlight. And of course, on Thursday, there will be his big speech at the convention, which will be the highlight of that time for Donald Trump.
All right, our former Washington correspondent from our International Affairs Desk, Kethevane Gorjestani, thanks so much for that analysis.